Before we get into today's edition of Bengals Breakdown, how many years have you been a Bengals fan for? By the way, for life is a perfectly acceptable answer. Head down to the comment section. Let me know how many years you've cheered for the Bengals. We begin with the latest on the Ja'Marr Chase injury status. Certainly sounds like Chase is going to be able to go. He says, quote, "It is 100% I'll play, just getting treatment and seeing what I can and can't do." Also worth mentioning, not only did Chase that earlier today, the Bengals confirmed it. Chase is actually off the injury report, and he will play against the Vikings on Saturday. So very good news there on Ja'Marr Chase. He had missed Monday's walkthrough, was limited on Tuesday, then upgraded to a full participant on Thursday, which that means he's going to be good to go. In fact, the only player on the injury report anymore is Joe Bacci, who is questionable for Saturday's game against Minnesota as he battles an injury. He was limited on Thursday, so it is a true questionable. He has a chance at minimum. It's a big deal for Cincinnati. Ja'Marr Chase is one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL, which we'll spend some more time on here in a little bit. Chase has passed the 1,000-yard mark, could surpass 100 catches potentially as soon as this week against Minnesota. Not outside of the realm of possibility there. 7 touchdowns, a 12.3 average per catch. Even without Joe Burrow, Chase continues to produce at the type of level we would normally anticipate. Now, Chase's other comments, as he says he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. I'll get to his exact quote here in a little bit. Chase had been asked, like in the context, like, hey, you're facing your former teammate, are you and Justin Jefferson the best 2 wide receivers in the NFL? And Chase goes, I'm just the best. And for the record, that should surprise absolutely no one. That wherever you want to rank Ja'Marr Chase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this is one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL. All of these dudes act like they are the best receiver in football because that's how wide receivers are wired. That's how you want your wide receiver to be wired. They need a little bit of diva. Not too much diva, but a sprinkling of diva is a good thing for a premier wideout. So do you agree with Ja'Marr Chase? Is he the best wide receiver in the game right now? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off for me in the comment section, the pinned comment of today's video. The ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there. Let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Do you believe Ja'Marr Chase is the single best wide receiver in the game in the NFL? Here's what Chase said. He said, I feel like I'm the best. I don't feel like we're the 2 best. I feel like I'm the best. The numbers don't necessarily bear that out in terms of just the games played and everything. And not games played, the results. The results do not back that up at this stage for Ja'Marr Chase and for Justin Jefferson. Chase has been really great. Justin Jefferson, however, has been better. It's been actually 42 games played for Ja'Marr Chase, 56 games for Justin Jefferson, but more targets, more yards, actually more touchdowns for Chase, which is maybe the big argument in his favor. Yeah, Jefferson's missed time this year. Ja'Marr Chase has been a 1,000-yard receiver every single year he's been in the NFL. But Justin Jefferson has already led the NFL in catches and yards. That was last season when he had 1,809. He's obviously been banged up significantly this year. But Jefferson remains, I just think he's better. I think he's a little bit better. And that's not a slight against Ja'Marr Chase. However you're ranking these young first-contract wide receivers, Chase is damn good too. In fact, I would fully expect Chase to get more on his deal than Justin Jefferson, assuming Jefferson does it first, because that's how the wide receiver market works. And I don't want Chase thinking anything or saying anything else. I want him each week going, I'm the best receiver in football, because that's what wires the greats. Regardless of what the truth might be, they think they are the best. And they think every corner in front of them can't guard them. They're always open, right? There's no doubt Ja'Marr Chase is special. And that mindset of, I'm better than you, I'm better than everybody else, throw me the ball, see what happens, is the proper mindset to have. It's a good thing for a receiver, as long as they are not throwing temper tantrums on the sidelines. There's no doubt in my mind, wherever you want to rank Chase, he's special. He's a special playmaker, a special football player, and a damn great wide receiver that the Bengals are lucky to have, and it's why they will make sure they do not end up losing him. I just don't think he'd really be the number one receiver. If you were to poll every NFL GM anonymously and honestly, I don't know if many or any are going to take Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson. I just think that's asking maybe some unrealistic expectations from that perspective. Should be a great game this week, though, between Jefferson's questionable, by the way, and the Vikings, and the Chase and the Bengals. If you're looking for last-minute tickets, go to Game Time right this second. We just built these graphics. The Game Time flash deal is available as we speak, so you can get a special deal on Game Time. They are the best place for last-minute tickets because they have flash deals. It's on sale, 10% off. Don't know how long it'll last. You shouldn't wait. Use promo code NFLChat. That's NFLCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. The link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. That's promo code NFLChat when you create your account at gametime.co. Go check them out. Get on that flash deal while it lasts. Been some Myles Murphy conversation now, as Murphy has gotten more playing time. And for the most part, it is paying off for him and for Cincinnati. I will make note the last two games, there haven't actually been any pressures for Murphy. I would argue the run defense has actually been a bit more improved the last 2 weeks, which is a positive sign there. But you've got almost an equal sample size of games now. 7 games versus the last 6 games. The snap count, depending on how much he plays this week, you're starting to approach the doubled snap count range. We'll call it 40% for now. More tackles, same TFL, same sacks, but the pressures have over doubled at this stage, and at that point you could be talking about a tripling of the pressures there. That is a big deal. The impact for Myles Murphy was slow to develop at the beginning of the season. It has been better this year as the Bengals give him more playing time. So grade Myles Murphy then this year, at least so far. You can apply whatever expectations you have in mind. Definitely been better. Probably not an A grade for me at the absolute best. Maybe we're talking a B or something. Want to hear from you guys. Grade him. A, B, C, D, or F. I think the patience is mostly paying off. The last 2 weeks of no pressure is a bit disappointing, but hey, you've won both games. So you can't be too upset, I suppose, from that perspective. I think pretty clearly, even if it's not a direct linear growth, because growth isn't always linear, it's more ups, some downs, peaks, and maybe a bit of a drop. But the overall, it's not a straight line of the actual game-by-game performance, but where he was first 7 to where he is last 6, that is an upward arc. He's clearly getting better, and that's a big deal for Cincinnati. You have to have your first-round pick get better, right? Has to be a piece for you, or else things are, it's not going to go the way you want them to go in the short term or the long term. We are approaching 6,000 subscribers here on Bengals Breakdown. Help us get there. More free Bengals YouTube videos all season long. More watch parties for you. That Steelers one is going to be fun. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out right now. One player we'll discuss today, courtesy of Bleacher Report. They suggested the Bengals sign former Dolphins safety Veron McKinley after he had been released from the Dolphins practice squad. Here's what Bleacher Report argued in favor of McKinley. The 23-year-old is looking for employment after being released from the Dolphins practice squad. McKinley saw 10 games of action as a rookie last year with the Dolphins, recording 1 interception on just 5 targets. There aren't many young players with as much promise as him available this time of the season. With Tyson Anderson on the injured reserve list, the Bengals could afford to add a young talent at the position. They could see what he has and have the inside track on signing him next season. Now, what I don't like here is the lack of clarity. Do we mean signing McKinley to the practice squad or a roster spot? Because the way I read that quote, it makes it sound like they want to add him to the active roster. That's the way I view it. And to be clear, no one is signing a practice squatter who just got cut to the 53-man roster. That doesn't make any sense. And frankly, I think we're overselling Veron McKinley here. There is a reason why every player gets cut. And sometimes that reason is the NFL team messed up. But I also think we're being a little bit ridiculous if we're acting like a dude who couldn't stick on a practice squad is so good he has to be signed to a 53-man roster. Like, really? That's not how football works in most cases. There are always exceptions. And I am down to add McKinley to the practice squad for the Bengals. It's a practice squad spot. There's literally never been a bad practice squad signing. You guys know how I feel about kickers. I think you should actually always have a practice squad kicker. I think kickers need time to develop too. Practice squad's perfect for it. And that way, if your current one sucks, you got to be the practice squad guy. So I'm down to add Veron McKinley, but not to the 53-man roster like I think Bleacher Report was implying.